Hey everybody! Hey, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day so far today. Got another screencast here, kind of day two for you of MCA Review, and we're going to be covering two topics today: algebra and data. So kind of two separate deals and directions to head. And if we look back at the year so far, we've covered quite a few things in algebra, and so again, we're kind of taking the skeleton parts or the most important pieces to our algebra strand. And so I'm going to give you a couple examples here. I won't hit everything, but I'll hit kind of the high points, and then you can kind of use these notes to guide you through the work that we're doing today in review. So write algebra there at the top of your notes. One of the things we've done a lot this year is this concept of like terms. And remember, like terms really have to do with two things: having the same letter, or the same variable, and the same power. Really, for us, the power on the problems we're going to be dealing with is just going to be 1. So things that are like terms really are just things that have the same letter for us. Next year in algebra, 8th grade, you'll be seeing different powers. So things like x and 4x, those are like terms. And when they're like terms, we can add those up. That's going to be 5x, right? 1x plus 4x. If it's got the same letter and we mix up different letters, so like 3w plus 5a, those are not like terms. We couldn't add those together. If I add a couple more w's in here, plus 2w minus w, then we can combine the w's with the w's. So if you look at this one, okay, 3w plus 2w is 5w minus 1w makes 4w. And then these 5a's are still there, so they just tag along plus 5a, and that's how you leave your answer, right? You can only combine letters with the same letters. Last one, what if we got numbers in there? So what if I got 12 plus c plus 3? You have to look at this and go, okay, like terms are the two letters, but the numbers are also like terms with each other. Even though it's not a variable, you can still combine 12 and 3. 12 plus 3 is 15. We got c plus c, that's 2c. So 15 plus 2c. So with like terms, remember, like terms can be added and subtracted. And that's what we're going to be dealing with like terms. You can multiply whatever you want to, you can divide whatever you want to, but the like terms are the only ones that can be added and subtracted. That's topic number 1. Topic number 2 we've done under our algebra strand here is solving equations. And I hope you've heard this enough times in this class. I'm just going to say it, and you can jot it down if you feel like you can't remember it. But remember, when we do this, we always follow reverse PEMDAS. Whatever you do to one side, we do to the other to maintain equality. But it's all about reverse PEMDAS. So these are two little things. Just put that down there, reverse PEMDAS. And really, it's really SATM, right? And then the other things use opposites. And if you can remember those things, boy, that's going to be so helpful next year in 8th grade algebra. We've done 1- and 2-step equations. We'll do 4-step equations to kind of close our year out, but it's all about doing things backwards. So we've done problems like this: x plus 4 equals negative 6. What plus 4 is negative 6? That's probably an easy one you can do in your head. But the way that we solve this using algebra, reverse PEMDAS, adding and subtracting, we have it right there. So the opposite of plus 4 is minus 4. And of course, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. So you subtract 4 that way. Negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. Then you can check it. Negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. We also did 1-step equations that involved multiplying and dividing. So if I have 5x equals negative 6. All right, and this time instead of being added, we're being multiplied. 5 times x. 5 times what is negative 6? Well, it's going to be a decimal. So reverse PEMDAS, no adding or subtracting on this one, but we do have a multiplying to take care of. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So I divide that side by 5. Divide that side by 5. That's a fraction that can't be simplified, so I do negative 6/5. Or if I went into a mixed number, it's going to be what? Negative 1 1/5. Either way is good. So it's about reversing those. Those are two 1-step equations. I just want to show you a 2-step equation. So we can bring that back to our brain here. Make sure we know how that one works. If I've got 4c plus 3 equals 23. Over here. So we're always following reverse PEMDAS. right? Adding or subtracting first, we've got an adding here. So to get rid of a plus 3, we subtract 3. Whatever you do to one side, got to do to the other side, right? And remember, some of you learned in 6th grade to build that fence across. If you like it, go for it. If you don't, it's not a big deal. I'm going to keep it here on this one just so you can see the equal sign goes right in there. 23 minus 3 is 20. So the adding and subtracting is done. The last thing we do is take care of any multiplying or dividing. Right now that's times 4. Opposite of times 4 is divide by 4. And so you'd have C equals 5. And we've done a lot of these this year, and it comes back again, so don't erase that out of your brain. We also did them with division right in our last chapter before spring break, so you've seen those too. So there's 2 biggies for algebra: like terms, solving equation. The last little piece of the algebra thing I want you to write down is the distributive property. And remember the distributive property, and distribute means give. It's like you're giving things. It involves a number on the outside of parentheses, and then you got stuff inside the parentheses. It can be 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things. I'll just put 2 things in here for now. 2x plus 3y. And the one that's being distributed here is the 4. So remember, this is the one where we would multiply the number on the outside times everything on the inside, because it's kind of just smashed up against those 2 terms. So you'd go 4 times 2x is 8x, and then 4 times the 3y. Remember, it distributes to everything in there. That's plus 12y. Right? Multiplying those things. You can multiply anything. It doesn't have to be a like term. And then we go, okay, what is 8x plus 12y? Well, that's not the same letter, so your final answer is 8x plus 12y. And we worked hard on those. We had negatives in there. That's kind of a basic one. But the little packet you're going to be working on today starts off with some distributive property things. So watch the negatives and do that. All right, I'm going to ask the video to be paused. I'm going to have you write 3 problems before you pause it here. We're going to Roman numeral 1, Roman numeral 2, and Roman numeral 3. I'm going to have you solve each of these 3 questions here with your table partner, and we'll look up and see how you did. Problem 1, you're going to solve this question: 4t minus 3a plus t plus 10a. Number 2, you're going to solve for f minus 7 equals negative 20. And problem number 3, you're going to simplify negative 2 times 5x plus 3. You simplify those things, I'm going to answer the phone. And then I was like, seriously? And they were like, no way. And I was like, way. Oh, we're back. Gotta go. Okay, how'd you do on those? So you should have looked at these t's and gone, okay, there's 4t plus 1t, that's 5t. And you should have looked at the a's and gone negative 3a plus 10a, well, that's positive 7a. So your final answer should have been 5t plus 7a. Over here, it's just a little one-step equation to solve for f. Add 7 to both sides. Negative 20 plus 7, I'm going to scooch over here, is negative 13. And last but not least, when you distribute here, I'm going to come over here, that's negative 10x. And then negative 2 times positive 3 is negative 6. Negative 10x minus 6, final answer. All right, so that's just a quick flyover over some algebra things, more things, and then I'll pop up there. But that's the algebra portion. Okay, the second portion of this is all about data. So make a heading right under this. It's about data. We haven't done any of this work this year. So this will be kind of more 6th grade review than anything. Good news is it's not that hard. I really want to talk about one thing. And that one thing is this thing called the 4 measures of center. The 4 measures of center are mean, median, mode, range. Remember those things from 6th grade? They're pretty easy. We're going to do a one-word definition for each one and then do 2 little examples. I think you'll get these. One-word definition for mean, average. Add them all up, divide by how many there are. One-word definition for median, middle. Put the numbers in order from smallest to biggest. Got to be in order. Find the middle. What do you do if there's 2 middles? Well, you find the middle of what those 2 numbers are. We'll see that in a minute. One-word definition for mode is most. What occurs the most? And the one-word definition for range, actually it's 2 words, but it's 1 equation, so that works, is biggest minus smallest. Remember those things? So I'm going to just do a quick little easy set of data, actually 2 little examples here so you can see these, and that'll be it for our data. First one, let's say I got just a simple number, and I'm going to put them in order here just so it'll save time here in the video. Let's say we got this set of data that's 2, 4, 6, 8. First thing you'd want to do with your set of numbers is put them in order. So I just put them in order. If they don't come in order, you got to take that extra step though. To find the mean, you would add all those numbers up. Now 2 plus 4 is 6, 6 plus 6 12, 12 plus 8 20, 20 plus 10 is 30. So I'm going to do that kind of quick though. 30. And then I divide by how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. I just take 30 divided by 5. The mean is 6. Rarely it works out like that where it's a perfect whole number, but in this case it is. The median is really easy to find once the numbers are in order. So they've got to be in order. I'm going to just jot that down off to the side so you remember that. They've got to be in order. The median is the middle number. This one's perfect. It's got an exact median of 6, right? There's 2 that are smaller, there's 2 that are bigger. Right on the dot at 6. The mode says what occurs the most. Well, these all tie for 1. And so nothing occurs the most. It has to occur more than once. And so if there's no mode like that, you just say none or no mode. And then last but not least is the range. The range is the biggest, which in this case is 10, minus the smallest, which in this case is 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. That means that spans a total of 8 different numbers from 2 up to 10. Alright, so that's just a quick flyover over those 4 things. I'm going to put a set of numbers down now, and I want you to find the mean, median, mode, and range. Okay, I'm not going to put them in order for you, so you're going to have to do that extra step. Here you go. 3, 1, 5, 7, 3, 10, 9. There they are. Right there at your table, team up with your partner. Find the mean, find the median, find the mode, find the range. Alright. Pause the video, get to work. Okay, let's check in and see how you did. So first thing I did, put the numbers in order. To find the mean, you add them all up. I got 38 when I added them up. There are 7 numbers there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 38 divided by 7's 5.4. The median's the middle, the exact middle in this one. So again, it comes out nice and neat where there's 7 total. So the middle of that one is that 5. The mode, the one that occurs the most, well, 3. There's 2 of them. And last but not least, your range. Take your big number 10 minus your smallest number 1. That's 9. Now, I was nice to you again. If you had an even number of numbers and there was 2 middles, like if I just tack on an 11 out here, let's say, for example, now 5 and 7 are the middle. There's 3 on that side, 3 on that side. So what would the median be there? Well, what's between 5 and 7? 6. Or if you really weren't sure how to find that, you can always add them up and divide by 2. It's 12 divided by 2. That's the same thing as 6. So that's a fail-safe way to always get the median if there's an even amount of numbers. Okay, you got kind of a lot to do today. You got the algebra packet and you got the data packet. On the data packet, you're also going to see some things like a histogram, which you haven't seen since 6th grade, as well as some pie graphs. And so that is that. Off you go. Have a good day today, you guys.